Alright. Number 1, my room is messy. I wanted to tell you guys some events that have been going on. Let's see. Okay. Twin Flame. We were still divided. You know, I'm not gonna go into it much. But I was really trying, you know, get higher, more positive, learn my lessons, enjoy the now, not need. I'm past that. This is an eraser. I just like fun to play with. Anyways. See, Leanne Peters. It was a kind of recent find, like a week or two. And she posted something on Facebook. See, I found her by looking up Twin Flames, and she reunited with hers and got married. And, but yeah, so I added her on as a friend on Facebook and liked her pages and stuff. And she posted on a Thursday that she was doing a live podcast. And like, so I click on it, you know, hearting where you want to go, you know, like I get these urges, like what seems most exciting to do, learn that from Bashar, and that seemed most exciting. I was doing it while drawing, I think, like listening to her. And then what caught my attention, she was doing free readings, like every once in a while during the show. You could either call in or be in a chat room, which I was already signed up for because I joined her Twin Flame group thingy. I was interested. But yeah. So, I finally find what chat room she was talking about. It was the one I signed up for, and I was like, can you choose me? And someone said, like, oh, I think all the spots are taken. I'm like, aw, thanks for telling me though. And I kept listening, and freaking towards the very end, she actually picked me, and I was like, oh my god. She said my name. I'm like, I gotta record this on my phone. And that's what I did. I started recording it, and I'll show you it right now. Ooh, she picked me. Okay.
Let's just see what's going on for you, Karen. Ooh, we've got some relationship stuff coming up. So I'm going to stand up again. I seem to be standing up for this guidance today. Okay, so just take a nice deep breath for me, Karen. Okay, your heart is really drawing my attention, and I'm seeing a sailboat at your heart. And the strange thing about this sailboat is it seems to have two fronts, and the two fronts of it seem to be pointing both different directions. This makes me feel like there's an imbalance in your energy, like a separation or a splitting. A splitting is probably the best word to describe what I'm feeling right now. So it's like a splitting in your heart. It's almost like your heart is split into two. So why that has happened and what the cause of that is, I don't have time to look into right now. But this is what I'm feeling and what's getting my attention the most. And I feel that both sides of your heart want to go in different directions. And maybe there's a sense of uncertainty too with you, or feeling overwhelmed and not knowing which direction to take. And you're not going to know which direction to take clearly until you bring yourself back into balance. And just as I shared with Taylor on the phone lines, Grounding yourself is one of the best ways to balance yourself. Also keeping your mind thoughts in check and being aware of what you're thinking, because our mind is one of the first things that can throw us out of balance, because our mind can think ahead of time, it can hold us in the past, our mind can think things that aren't even really happening, and it can just jump to all sorts of conclusions and all sorts of things and can get very chaotic in the mind, and the mind is one of the first things that knocks us out of balance. And then we start getting this swinging happening, this swinging between emotions where we feel fantastic and then in the pits. So there's this swinging starts happening in our energy. And then more things in our physical world start reflecting this separation inside. So we start noticing, people separating in relationships, or we're going through something like that ourselves, or when we're feeling more alone, more disconnected and more cut off. So this is what sort of imbalance what happens when imbalance takes hold, and then the separation becomes louder and louder and louder, and then we become even more tired and exhausted, and that's for a whole other shows about balance. But this is what I'm feeling with you, Karen, is this sort of pulling in two different directions and this splitting in your energy. So what I want to do is my spiritual surgeon's actually stepped forward, Amelia, and she's come forward. She's got this tube that looks like toothpaste, and it's got, she works a lot with this golden dust, and it's like golden dust that's like a paste, so it's got some liquid in it. She tells me it's liquid quartz. So it's liquid quartz mixed with this silver powder. And she's got this in a tube that looks like a tube of toothpaste, and she's just running this down the seam in your heart that seems to be split. So she's running this down the seam, and she's just gently pushing this energy at your heart together again, so sort of mending or melding that energy to bring it back into balance. Now, as that happens, it seems to be moving energy in your throat. So your throat is about communication, expression and truth, but it's also the place where the energy wants to move, because like I said earlier in this program today, all the energy wants to do is move. So it moves to be freed. It wants to move. If it becomes stagnant, it will start boiling and brewing there because it wants to move. It wants to flow on and flow forward and flow wherever. So just allow the energy to settle into place and just take note of what's happening in your mind, in your life, and see if there is much reflection of separation or disconnection or imbalance. And if you focus on your breathing and bring your attention to your breathing, quieten down your mind, place your feet firmly and balanced on the floor or on the earth, and draw a nice deep breath. And you can imagine drawing that breath up from the toes of the toes at your feet and up the front of your body and right up to your crown, and then imagine breathing out and down the back of your body, down to your heels. And as you do that, you start straightening up your spine and you start becoming more centered. Now, as you become centered and grounded and connected, you become balanced. They all go hand in hand. So that's what I would be doing, Karen. If I were you, I'd be just focusing on rebalancing and bringing things back together again. So I hope and trust that makes sense for you, and thank you so much for listening today.
Welcome back. That was actually very valuable, I just heard the word say, information that I was given. It was really spot on. Like, I kept listening to it over and over, and I kept realizing how spot on it was. I mean, I was trying to heart things, but I did notice the going back and forth. And in the beginning of the reading, when she mentions my heart, that it was being, that her attention was going to my heart, that my heart was, pounding, so, I was okay, and it goes with the heart stuff, and, yeah, the two faces, and the splitting in opposite directions, and I even felt that divided heart. Once she pointed that out, it was so obvious, and I was like, oh my God, how can I forget the being balanced thing? That became a #1 priority after that. Of course, when it comes to twin flames, you have to be balanced. They're the mirror, yin yang. The mirror, if you're not balanced, they split apart. It's just how simple it is. I noticed how imbalanced I was. Like, I was being split in two. Like, I would want to do something, and then after I wouldn't want to do something. And it kind of goes with Robert Shapiro's prediction. I'll link you to that. Basically an influence for all of Earth, that they were going to be feeling this, like, want to do something, not want to do something really quick. And he gave that, he channels, he lets someone take over him. It's like possessed style channeling. It's not bad, it's a higher, they're here to help. I will do that too. I mean, there are many forms of channeling and everybody does this, but I'm not going to go too much into that. So yeah, anyways. Okay, so I got that balancing down. It was my #1 priority. That next day, since I got that reading late at night, it kept bugging me. I was like, I gotta get some grounding in. Like, even that sailboat part that she mentioned, I heard the word sailboat being spoken to me earlier that same day. There's just synchronizes. She's amazing. She totally brought things to light that totally helped me out. Yeah, I totally support Leanne. Thank you. I totally thank you for that. And yeah, balance. Once I got that in, I thought it was going to be harder, but it was easy for me to catch on. Especially with grounding, that's a valuable tool. It was way easy to merge my 2 hearts, you know, instead of splitting off my 2 hearts into 1 heart in the center. That was easy for me to do. And I do that. Like, I started doing that before I text my twin flame. Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the splitting heart stuff, but yeah. So anyways, once I got that down, I started realizing how amazing it was. Like, it's perfect timing. You know, I didn't mind what the now was giving me. It was perfect now. Like, enjoy the now. The universe has got my back. Like, have fun, even if she's not around. All that stuff. Like, no worries, no stress. Like, I got all the lessons down. Like, I thought I got all the lessons down before, and there was still a separation thing going on, and I let my head kind of get me, and balance was key. That foundationed me even more into all these other lessons that got under my belt that I needed for, yes, for everything in general. It totally helps life in general, not even just for twin flame stuff. But that's still amazing. Anyways, so I got that down pretty damn fast. And last night I got this heart urge to do music. Like, they kept bringing music up to me. They kept bringing up spontaneous. Like, I'm really good at spontaneous. Watch my Capricorn video. I used to limit myself when it came to my spontaneous abilities. And Shadow Gold, it turned out to be a gift, because, like, I would play these random songs and listen back to try to make out words out of what seemed random to me at the time. It just flows out. It's like whatever feels right and good. Like, I just want to do this right now, you know? That's how it works. That's a form of channeling, you guys. It's a form of it. And I noticed spontaneous messages, you know, messages and spontaneous art as well. See, even when like, years back, I thought I was stuck in art. I thought, I always wanted art with meaning, and I thought I really put my art down, but looking back through all my drawings, like, even elementary drawings, they have influences of past life stuff in them. So don't underestimate your art. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like that for everyone. Seriously. Spontaneous art. There's many messages, many forms of messages all around. Check out the description for an article that you might want to check out. It's Archangel Messages. There are different forms, and it's always going on. You just have to try to realize them. Like, it relates to realization, but yeah, just like breadcrumb trail pinpoints, like aha, synchronizers. Anyways, let's see. Yes. So last night I actually did this random song, and that's it. See, I recorded one before that, but I didn't like the start of it, so I ended it quickly, and I'm like, I'm gonna try this again. So I did that one, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the one. So I try listening to it, and I start noticing, like, after listening, I had spirulina on my face this whole time. I don't know if the camera saw that, but I hope you laughed. Anyways, my juices are amazing. I love raw vegan, organic food, liquids, totally good. Rest digestion, more energy for healing. Yes, sums that up. Anyways. That's so funny. Anyways. What was I saying? What was I saying? Something about music. Music. Anyways. I made a spontaneous song. I knew the second one was a go, and I started noticing words, but I knew it would take me a while to interpret all of it. So I was like, might as well already send this to my twin flame, because I really wanted her to listen to it. And so I sent it to her without lyrics, and I said the lyrics would come. Like, I was trying to listen back. Like, this wasn't the first time I've done this with songs to her, with messages. Might be like the third. I don't know. There was big gaps between them. The third with lyrics. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so, check that song out on my SoundCloud in the description, and go see the next video.